Back to the Future and Phoenix Wright crossover.
Done. I'm there.
Maybe you could throw in some Monkey Island, too.
I'm all over it. Make it happen, Telltale.
Yeah, well, I was going to say, isn't the Back to the Future game being made by Telltale anyway?
It is. Well, yeah, they're making Back to the Future game, and they made the most recent Monkey Island game, although I don't think they still have the rights to Monkey Island, because they were talking recently about how they're not sure they're going to be able to make another one, because LucasArts isn't necessarily being friendly about it anymore.
I heard that Marty McFly is being voiced by Justin Bieber in the new Back to the Future game.
Yeah, was that just the rumor that I made up?
Was it?
I made it up on the website.
Oh, I was just making it up in my head. Maybe I vaguely remembered it from the website.
Yes, that's absolutely true.
Because I like to say things that hurt you.
Well, it didn't work because I already made that joke. No, he's being voiced. He's not being voiced by Michael J. Fox, but he's being voiced by an incredible sound-alike that sounds way more like Marty McFly than Michael J. Fox does.
How is that possible?
Well, does or did?
Does, not did.
Yeah, okay, I was going to say.
Yeah, no, I mean, 1985 Michael J. Fox does a pretty good Marty McFly impression, but no, the guy sounds really good. He actually sounds a lot better than Christopher Lloyd as Doc Brown, to be honest.
What's wrong with Christopher Lloyd playing Doc?
Oh, nothing's wrong with it. He just doesn't sound as much like Doc Brown as he did 25 years ago.
Yeah, but, he's much older than Michael J. Fox, so this argument that Michael J. Fox is too old to play his original character seems kind of bad.
I'm not saying he's too old to play him. I'm just saying the guy they got to play him sounds great.
Why do you hate the original cast of Back to the Future?
No.
I love Michael J. Fox. He did a great job of voice acting in Stuart Little and Return to Atlantis.
That would be awesome. I have no idea. I haven't heard him play that role recently. All I'm saying is that the new guy is great. That's it.
And that you hate Michael J. Fox.
And that I hate Michael J. Fox and Back to the Future and anything that has anything to do with it.
All right. Well, at least you're honest about it.
It'd be great. Back to the Future crossover with Kingdom of the Crystal Skull.
I'm sure if Christian Porter were here, he would say, in order for them to go back in time and not make that movie.
That is not funny. That is not funny at all. I don't know why you're laughing.
I would like to see an Indiana Jones and Star Wars crossover just so I could see Harrison Ford play both characters at once.
Actually, no, did you see that they did a performance just like that at Disney World like a couple months ago? There's a YouTube video of it.
They
actually did a Star Wars Indiana Jones crossover at like the Indiana Jones Stunt Spectacular.
Wow.
Watch that.
That's Disney World, right?
Yes.
MGM.
Yeah, we don't have that Disneyland. We're sad.
A lot of that.
I should go over and see it because I live, around the corner from there.
But it wasn't actually Harrison Ford playing both roles, was it?
No, it wasn't.
In real life, he was playing
at the
same time.
It was Justin Bieber.
Kids everywhere.
I could never tell the difference between Star Wars and Indiana Jones when I was a kid because they both had Harrison Ford in it, by the way.
Wow.
It's like the same guy was playing the same character in both movies.
It's very confusing.
Yes, but the crossover game that we all wanted to see is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Battletoads.
That could work. I mean, it's nonsensical enough to work.
And let's throw Street Sharks in there for...
Street Sharks?
Yes, we'll throw in Street Sharks just for good measure. I'm trying to think of what other Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles ripoffs came on. I mean, I guess there was Biker Mice from Mars.
I think I saw that there was like a PS2 Biker Mice from Mars game that came out within like the last 5 years.
Really? Like still?
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, I think I vaguely remember that.
So Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Battletoads.
I'm not really feeling it. I'm going to look at the Wikipedia page, see what else there is.
Now, see, I always like the Scooby-Doo ones, where they always had like a celebrity come in. It was sort of like a crossover.
Yeah,
that's not a video game.
Yeah.
They'd have Don Knotts, and the other week they had Batman. Batman was awesome.
Didn't they have the Harlem Globetrotters? They must have.
Oh, yes, they did. They did a couple.
Yeah, they did. The Harlem Globetrotters. They solved the mystery animation.
Well, I mean, if we're expanding to talk about cartoons, we need to bring up Jetsons Meet the Flintstones.
Of course.
The greatest crossover in the history in any medium, I argue. It was perfect.
I don't know. I think there's a very good Telegraph crossover It was, yeah, I don't know where I'm going with that.
slash fan fiction between Alexander Graham Bell and Thomas Edison. Never mind.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So how about the Soul Calibur series? We haven't talked about that yet.
What is the Soul Calibur series? Is it just a fighting series?
It's just
It's
fighting, yeah.
It's a fighting game. It has weapons. You hit people
There's a
with-
character named Ivy in the series, right?
Yes.
Yes. And she wears very skimpy clothing. Although really, as far as video games go, I mean, skimpy clothing doesn't really distinguish you or anything.
But I think several of them had cameo characters. There was Soul Calibur.
Yeah. One had Link. One had Yoda.
Yeah, that was awesome. Link was awesome in that game. Or maybe I just thought that because that was the only character I played with. Oh, him and the pirate guy.
Cervantes, if I recall.
But what about, I mean, if we're going to talk about, again, crossovers with non-video game related, whatever, NBA Jams?
Oh.
With then President Bill Clinton and then Vice President Al Gore?
Ooh, at least Bill Clinton is also in the new NBA Jam that just came out last month.
Really?
Oh, yeah. It has Bill and Hillary. It has Obama. Is Dick Cheney in it? George Bush, maybe. Sarah Palin's in it.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, they did that specifically because everyone loved it so much in the Super Nintendo one.
Yeah. He's on fire! It was just fun to get Al Gore on fire.
And then Fox News did a segment about asking the developers, because they had discovered that there were some super special moves that Obama had, and they thought they were showing partisanship there.
Wow.
Really? Did they really? No, why am I saying that? Of course they said
Of course
something
they
stupid
did.
like that.
Now hold on a second, Paul. I thought the news segment they were saying it's racist that President Obama is the one who can play basketball well.
That's not what I got. I got the impression that the game that they were accusing NBA Jam of pushing the liberal agenda.
Okay, that's just weird.
It's on GameCola. Everyone can check it out there.
God, they are fucking dumb. Sorry. They are really dumb.
No, my favorite part of the Daily Show now is just whenever they bring up Fox News because it's always hilarious.
So, Michael Gray, you were going to go look up a crossover game you had thought of.
Oh, yeah.
Wow, good short-term memory,
let me
Jetty.
call that back. Official Nintendo Magazine.co.uk, and it's loading. Oh, hey, Donkey Kong Country is returning. Awesome.
Yeah,
that's
comes
gonna
out like
be
this week. Next week.
Yeah, talk about that. Talk about that for a while.
But
Gonna be awesome.
Well, actually, talking about free games, indie games, downloadable games, that brings up some more crossover games.
oh.
Like, what was that where you could play any Nintendo character?
Super
as
Mario crossover.
Yeah.
Yeah, the I guess it's kind of a ROM hack, maybe, of Super Mario Brothers where you can play
yes. I remember seeing that.
Yeah, you can play as Link, you can play as the guy from Contra, you can play as Mega Man, Samus, all using, like, their same abilities from their own games, but in a Mario world.
Yeah.
Oh, it's wonderful. I love that game.
That wasn't really a crossover.
What?
Yeah, I guess okay, they weren't playing together. That is true.
Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't like Mario and Mega Man and Samus were all interacting. But I would still say it's a crossover. Because it's whatever those characters are in the Super Mario world. Or, the world of Super Mario Brothers, not Super Mario World. If you get where I'm going with that.
I totally would have bought that game if it was, like, on the DS. I think Ninja Gaiden guy is in it, too.
Ryu Hayabusa.
And I think, like, they each have their own theme songs playing in the background, too, as you play as them. And I think stuff like that's great. I'd love to see more like I'd love to see, like plop Sonic in Mario World. See what happens. Actually, it probably wouldn't work as well because, I mean...
Yeah, well, there's no, loops to run through.
I mean, it's very different game mechanics, but it'd still be interesting.
Yeah, because I think what's cool about the Phoenix Wright Professor Layton is that the characters actually interact, and, being that they sort of do similar things in their own games, like figuring out stuff. I don't know.
And I mean, there's an actual story there, too. Like, there's nothing with a Super Mario crossover. It's just, wouldn't it be cool if you could play Mario Brothers as Samus? Like, that's the story.
Yeah.
Ooh, hey, Professor Light. Wait, Professor Light? No.
Dr. Light?
Phoenix Wright and Professor Layton.
Dr. Light.
I just think it's cool that would be cool though. Dr. Light meets Phoenix Wright. No, it wouldn't be cool. It would be stupid.
I want to know
Anyway.
whether Phoenix Wright is going to be in one of these Mega Man, the Capcom versus whatever games.
Oh yeah, that would be awesome.
Mega Man Worlds, yeah.
What?
No, Marvel versus Capcom. That's what I mean.
Yeah, Marvel versus Capcom, and then suddenly
I would
objection.
I would buy my first fighting game in like 15 years for that.
I think he is in there.
Is he?
No, I know the official story. They were going to put him in there, but it didn't work.
Yeah, that's right, because they said it wouldn't translate well. Because he was going to have an attack where he just says objection, right? And
objection is food letters.
Okay, yeah, you're right. It would have been fine.
Yeah,
Cowards.
cool.
I think it would have been cool.
Although I got to question how well Phoenix Wright would actually do in a fight versus, for example, Wolverine. And he's not exactly known for his brawling skills. He's known as a good courtroom brawler, but
Phoenix could do it.
do you think so? Edgeworth could do it.
Yeah, Edgeworth. Edgeworth would be his assist.
Well, see, he would just poke everyone in the eye.
Edgeworth would be
Yeah,
his
no,
assist.
he'd come out with a finger.
I don't think Edgeworth would do that.
No, Franziska would whip people into shape, too.
Yeah.
That would be her attack.
I think Phoenix Wright would hit people with his spiky hair, and then he'd poke them in the eye, and he'd go, objection!
It
Oh.
would work.
Anyway,
And no, what if, like, Phoenix Wright's transformation would be turning into Drunken Hobo Phoenix? That would be, like, his
And
ultimate
then Paul
mode.
would die a little inside.
Actually,
play
that's,
the
that's
piano.
something to bring up, though.
play the piano for them.
In Professor Wright, oh god, now I'm doing it. Phoenix Wright versus Professor Layton. Phoenix is very clearly not Hobo Phoenix Wright. So does that mean that we're just pretending Apollo Justice didn't happen, or is this just set before Apollo Justice?
Paul, what do you want it to be?
Well, clearly, I vote for the Apollo Justice was all a horrible nightmare scenario. But
I think maybe that's what the secret ending to this crossover game is going to be.
the secret ending is going to be that the crossover was a dream, and it was just his drunken slumber.
I was excited to say something a while ago. Oh yeah, Phoenix Wright and Professor Layton. We get to hear what Phoenix and Maya sound like, huh?
Yeah.
What?
We know what Phoenix sounds like.
I think, no, they got a different voice actor for him in the Professor Layton game.
What?
Yeah, they just got the game producers to do the voices because they didn't want to pay voice actors. But
I
this time they
love
actually
that.
got a professional voice actor.
Yeah, I believe there was something in that vein that you were particularly excited about, wasn't there?
Well, see, maybe in the crossover, whenever Phoenix speaks, he just goes...
That would be awesome.
I wouldn't mind that. No, but the Layton games do have full-on voice acting for, like, sometimes they have full-on voice actings for important scenes that aren't animated. The rest of the time it's just every time the character talks.
I don't know. I always get nervous when they introduce voice acting into a game that didn't have it before, because I don't necessarily trust them to have voices that sound like how they sound in my head.
Yeah.
Like that happened with Toe Jam and
I
Earl
don't
3.
understand that argument. Do you, like, actually play video games and imagine voices for the characters in your head while you're playing?
I think it would be. I don't know.
I do.
I hear I hear voices in my head all the time. So
Michael Gray, you were looking up your own crossover that you wanted to discuss.
I didn't write any crossover fan fiction, but no, I was referring to an interview around the time that the latest Miles Edgeworth game came out. When it came out, people were discussing the possibility of some sort of Phoenix Wright crossover, and we have the person who's now in charge of the Phoenix Wright Professor Layton crossover, making jokes about doing Phoenix Wright crossovers. So I was just going to go back to that. And
a Phoenix Wright crossover with Edgeworth?
No. It's an interview with one of the Phoenix Wright guys, and when the Edgeworth game came out, and he's making jokes about how they're totally going to make a Phoenix Wright crossover. And it's funny because they did.
Oh, okay. You just mean like a Phoenix Wright crossover in general, not specifically with the Edgeworth series.
Well, you can't really make a crossover with Edgeworth because Edgeworth is in the series. It's kind of dumb.
Sure, I would
kinda
count
dumb.
Edgeworth as being in the series, but
I mean, he has his own series now, but I don't think, like, if he came back together, I mean, if he just showed up in a Phoenix Wright game, I don't
Say
think
it
that
with
would...
me now. Kind of dumb.
Yeah, kind of dumb.
All right, well,
So, no, I think...
there's one game that we've been ignoring all of this time,